Good evening, Leeds United fans, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and non-Leeds United fans, if any of you guys are interested, because earlier this afternoon, Daniel Farke did his pre-match press conference ahead of Leeds United playing Cardiff at home at Ellen Road on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Yes, that's right, we actually have a 3 o'clock kickoff. Happens very rarely with Leeds, but it's happening this weekend, and I've watched the press conference. It was a bit of a slog. I've made some notes. I always watch it so you guys don't have to. I always do these on TikTok. I've started doing them on YouTube. They're doing okay. So if you do like this kind of content, please hit a like, hit a subscribe, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well, and we'll get into it. So it started off with, the window is nearly over, anything happening, you know, that kind of question. And Farke said, I checked my phone and nothing has happened. He basically, earlier in the week, he joked his phone was turned off. Let's have a look when he turns it back on. And yeah, nothing's happening, basically. He says the options are limited in January. It is a useful January transfer window. It is useful to have it. He's not a massive fan of it, but if you do have injuries or you have issues or problems, it is useful to be able to bring some players in, as we see basically every other club doing. We are, however, top of the league, so it is difficult to improve such a side, and he's bang on. It is really hard to find the right kind of players that are going to come in to a side like Leeds and improve us. However, sometimes you do need a little bit of backup. He said, we have a really good group. No player wants to leave this group. There's been nobody wanting to leave. He was asked if there'd been clubs knocking on the door, and he said the problem is, even if a really good offer came in, it's in the club's best interest to keep this group of players, because really, do you want to really sell a player for 15-20 million now when you could keep that player, guarantee that promotion, and then bring in the big bucks in the summer? So, big bucks? Yeah, big bucks in the summer. We are obviously interested in a number 10, but we are staying awake for a number 9 and a centre-back because of injuries. However, he says that we've only got a few days left, so I'm not convinced that anyone comes in. If someone was to come in, that would be great, and if they strengthen the squad, that's perfect. That's what we want. He said, because of the injuries we've had in those positions, the 9 and the centre-back, that a little bit of cover could do well there, but it's got to be the right player. It's got to tick all his boxes. Pascal Struijk is back in team training, which is great news. He has been since Tuesday, and he is also, if everything goes well today and tomorrow, going to be an option for Saturday, because he's barely lost any fitness. It's only been a couple of weeks out, so Pascal Struijk could be straight back in the side, which would be great news, because we do miss him. Sam Chambers is back in team training after knee issues. I didn't know he wasn't in team training, but maybe that's a hint as to where Farke's head's going with the number 9 issue. Bamford and Voba are currently the only players out and unavailable, and it feels like that's a similar pattern. I feel like we've heard that before. He then went on to explain for the 100th time how difficult it is finding players in January, and this is where I started to get really frustrated, because these journalists, I would give anything to be in that room, by the way. I'm jealous of them, and most of them do a great job. They don't half-ask some stupid questions, and they repeat the same ones. Farke's done God knows how many press conferences in January alone with all our fixtures and games, and they just keep asking the same thing, and he keeps giving them the same answer. And I don't blame Farke at all. I blame them for their stupid questions. They could ask anything. They asked a tiny bit about Cardiff. They mentioned what would happen if Aronson got injured, and same as always, we have a couple of players who could fill in there. But they need to be more creative. They've got all week to think of these questions, and they just ask the same old thing. And yeah, I got a little bit frustrated with that. For example, here's one of the questions that was asked. Do you meet with your recruitment team in the days leading up to the transfer window closing? Of course he does. What a stupid thing to ask. This is your moment to ask him anything, and that's what you ask. So yeah, other than that, there wasn't a lot said. I got pretty frustrated, I'm not going to lie, because I think, like, as a fan, as someone who creates content, as someone who, like, does this kind of thing, I just think there's so many more things out there that we would like to chat to Farke about. We would love to hear his thoughts on different styles of play. What would actually happen if we put Ramazani in the 10? Because he's hinted at Ramazani playing there. Have they trained with these players in the 10? Have they practiced with Solomon in there? If Solomon went in the 10, would Ramazani go onto the wing? And I know Farke doesn't go into detail about his team choice and stuff, but with these hypothetical situations, we maybe could get some information from him. Also looking at, like, just so many different things around the club, around the fixtures coming up, around the mentality, the psychology, the preparation, what kind of sessions the players are doing at the moment. Are they working on set pieces? What do they do on the day of a game? Do you know what I mean? Anything would be better than just saying the same old things about the January transfer window and getting the same old answers. I don't know. Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. But yeah, if you do enjoy these kind of videos, please make sure you are liking, subscribing, interacting. If you've made it this far in the video, please drop me an MOT in the comments or some Leeds related emojis or anything. And if you like these t-shirts, by the way, this is my clothing brand, Take Two Football. The Tanaka t-shirt, as well as a Bielsa t-shirt, and a third Bielsa t-shirt. I know, I'm obsessed with the man. And a We Are Leeds t-shirt are all dropping Friday, 8 a.m. on my website, Take Two Football. So if you could just go and check that out as well, that'd be brilliant. Thank you and appreciate the support.